So hi guys and welcome to another episode of Test Drive Thursday. Today we are driving the MAN F90. So this is adapted for version 1.24 of Eurotruck, and as you know, or if you're a viewer of the channel, I am starting to really enjoy MAN. And yeah, so this is a classic MAN, and just look at the textures. It looks used, it looks battered, and I think it looks really cool. It's really different to any other truck, and it's got great detail. But before we have a look at the truck, let's have a look at the config that this truck offers. Okay then, here we are inside the truck configurator. So firstly, let's go to the cabin. So there is only the one cabin. This sort of it is a sleeper cabin though, but it's sort of the flat line, but you can get the aero or spoiler piece if you want to take larger loads, but that's in the accessories, so bear that in mind. Next, chassis. So you've only got a 4x2 at the moment, not too bad, but nice to see a bit more variation there. There's 4 engines to choose from, so ranging from a 192 to 320 and then all the way to 420. So this truck actually only had engines varying from 150 to 360 brake, I believe. So these are your only two sort of realistic ones. So bear that in mind if you want to play it realistic. Next, you've got the transmission. So you've got one with and without a retarder. So 16. Not sure if that means 16 gears, but when I put it in, I was just doing some testing earlier, and when I put it in 12th and just go, I can still, with my G27, even in 12th gear, I can still get 60, 70 miles an hour. But you don't need to be going that fast. So even if you got a G27, even though it says 16, so don't worry about it. But yes, next, interior. So as you can see, it's got this really cool sort of used sort of skin. It's the same here with, as I just said in the intro, it looks used, it looks battered, and it looks like it's been, well, obviously lived in, and I think it looks really cool. You don't see it from many trucks. It's a bit weird, that glitch, but you don't see it from many truck mods. They're all very new. I mean, look at the textures up here. I know it's a bit low res, but I just think it's so detailed, and we'll go through this in a minute. But look at the seats. They're not bad, some leather, and then I believe, is that fabric in the middle? I'm not too sure, but they look really cool, and just it's awesome what they've done. It's really cool. 3 pedals, so this is a manual truck. I mean, it looks awesome. I think really different and unique. So it comes with quite a few predefined paints that you can choose from, but you could also have your custom colour here and your custom metallic, but bearing in mind white, I'm not sure if it's just this monitor, but it's got this sort of pinkish purple haze to it. It's not completely like white. To me it looks a bit, it's emphasizing it, but it looks a bit like that to me, but not as bad. But yeah, bear that in mind. Not sure if it's just my monitor. Next, we've got the main config. So down here you can have all your plates with all your different country codes on, if you want them, like Germany ones, and then you can have it the same the other side depending how you want it. Number plates, so there are quite a lot to choose from. If you keep going through, more than likely you're going to find one for your country. I mean, Germany's in here, Belarus, I believe, and quite a few others, Poland. But as this is a German truck and I'm currently driving in Germany, I thought I'd put that German plate on, and you can also remove it as well. I'm not sure if you remove it, if it adds your World of Trucks plate. I'd have to test that out, but you can always remove it. Up here on the badge, you may click it and think, oh, there's only one option here, so what am I meant to do? But it does add this slot where you can put sort of the plates on, like left-hand drive, I think that one is, right-hand drive. I may be wrong, but trans international routier, ADR plates, and loads of stuff like that. If you want to put those on there, up to you. moving around, you can only have a plastic mirror, and then the spoiler up here. There's two variations to choose from. You can just have this aero piece, which is pretty detailed. I mean, just look at the backing there, all those little clamps that fit on. It's really nicely done, this mod. Really nicely done. And then you can also have the main spoiler, if that's what you need for your work, or none at all. It does look kind of cool with none. Very different. Up here you can have some extra lights, and those do light up. They will look pretty cool at night. With those sticking up there. They're quite subtle as well. You can't usually tell them. So a nice little subtle lighting there. You can't really see this from the interior that well, but as you can see, you can have a blanket, and then it's sort of I believe it's some kind of sort of bunk bed, fold down when you need it. So around the back, you have to get it from this weird angle though. So here you can paint the fuel tanks red. And this will look cool depending on what your theme you're going for, what colour scheme. At the back you can have two different types of lights. Have these sort of modern ones which do look like they're taken from the Volvo FH16, or you've got these LED ones. Sort of depending on which one you want to go for. I think these do look more fitting, to be honest, than those, but it's up to you. And then the rest of it, it's got all your usual tyres, but it does come with some used looking tyres, which put those on if you want. They look kind of cool, but yeah, that is the config for this truck. So now I'm going to show you a time lapse of me building this truck to my spec. Okay then, so here we are. So I've gone with a sort of red theme. I've gone with the red and black tanks, sort of the red inserts on the hub, and then obviously the red paint. And then I've also gone with this red plate as well, which fits in really nicely. I do like that a lot. But let's go and pick up our job. But before we do that, if we just turn this thing on, it does comes with the engine noise from a Renault Premium, I believe, along with the dun 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 dun, those indicators, which are a bit weird, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, a Renault Premium engine sound. And I've noticed that with this engine, sort of the revs don't line up with the sort of eco zone properly. I mean, if you change where the revs are now, I mean, there's no point changing. So you need to usually change about here before it's pointless changing, basically. So that's a bit weird. But if we have a look down at the dash, you can see lights on and off. Just trying to find the button. Usually down here somewhere. Do you see it there? I believe that's a bug. It's flowing. See the orange light flashing? I'm guessing because it's meant to be a bigger wheel. It's designed on sort of like an MAN wheel. It thinks it's not this shape, so it's weird. But yeah, they all light up, all the buttons. You got the fuel down there on the bottom left dial. We got all the different pressures there. The wiper modes, you can see those are twisting on the back of the wheel. Pretty cool. Three wipers. You've got those blinds there because it doesn't come with a sun visor. And that's pretty much it. Up here, you got the sunroof. I believe it's sunroof. Then you got some speakers up there. My tracker is being very weird. Just try and adjust it slightly. There we go. And then down the there we go. track IR. And then you've got all the sort of temperature gauges, which sadly we can't mess with. You got a radio, then you got this digital display down here. You've got your gear, but it is weirdly stretched. You can't really read it. You got your speed there, oil level, fuel consumption, and you got range, which is 3906 miles. So it's quite high. And then the rest of it is just from vents and a radio down there, basically. But yeah, I love the texture on it. It's so cool. Really different. As I said, you don't see it. Seeing the brake as well, parking brake, and it does come with a visual light as well on the dash. But yeah, it's really cool. You don't see many. That indicator starts to get a bit annoying, but you don't see many trucks or truck mods with sort of an old style dash, really. So it's really refreshing to see something like this. I'm really doing, what's that guy doing? Really am enjoying driving this. What is going on? But yeah, the F90. So this truck, so in 1986, the production of this truck. What's going to happen here? The production of this truck began. Right, so see where I'm changing gear. Catching all the lights. Let's go in this lane. So 1986, this started being made, so 30 years ago this year. So it's a very vintage truck, classic MAN, and it feels really light though to drive, because it's got quite a big engine for its size. It's really nippy. Let's turn in here, see if they've got our trailer for the day. Brake. There we go. Nice. Freight market. This load up. 10:55 AM. So motor oil, 7 tons, so not too heavy, but it's sort of a flat trailer, so it's going to work nicely with this truck. I didn't want to go really with a box trailer because I didn't want to take the aero piece, but you can sort of see where I'm changing the gear between the green, eco zone, and the max torque zone, I believe. So between there is sort of a soft spot to change gear. If you wondered, right, let's try and line this up. Not too sure if this works with not cabin accessories. Not too sure if it works with advanced coupling, but we can always try out. So if we go to advanced coupling and try and line this thing up, no, it doesn't. That may be just this trailer, or it could be the truck. I'm not too sure, but it does work with version 1.24, so I'm guessing it is the trailer in this case. But there we go. That actually works really nicely with the level of this truck. Look how cool that looks. That looks really cool. But let's get on the road and start talking about the history. Installed it. So this is the 320 brake engine, if you're wondering. So let's start talking about the history of this truck. So it's 30 years old when it started to be put in production, and it actually won the Truck of the Year award in 1987. So it must have got its award from somewhere. So so find out in this episode what makes this truck so good, because even by today's standards it feels, as I said, pretty agile and pretty quick. So into 9th. Let's find this thing. Like 8 tons. I know it's not a heavy trailer, but it's really not doing too bad. We're into 10th now. Right, you can see the actual speedo. It's really good, the speedo. I really do like that. I mean, it's right in your view there. You can sort of see everything that's going on. It's not like modern speedos now where they're either digital or they're really small dials. This is really big, and that's what I really do like about this truck. It's really simple, but it's usable. It's really usable, even more usable than some modern trucks. Right, let's get this around. Mirrors, they're a bit small to be honest, but they're not too bad. They're really not too bad. You can see everything. We've got a wide angle one over here. We don't have a wide angle on this side, but they're big enough. The pillar does get in the way a little bit, I have to say, but it's not as bad as most trucks, which are more like that. On most classic trucks anyway. So let's get to this line. Let's get this coach pulled out. Oh, I didn't see him there. Come on, dude. The Alpha. Thank you. Right, so on the motorway, right, we're in 10th now. So apparently this is a 16 speed. Or at least it's labelled as a 16 speed. So we're doing, what, 70 kilometers an hour? Put it into 11th gear now, as you can see with the digital speedo. And yeah, it's going pretty nicely. So it's getting it up to 80 now. And yeah, it's really fun. So the trucks were equipped with a inline 6-cylinder engine. And they were either turbocharged or intercooled. And as I said in the config, they range from a 150 brake all the way up to a 360 brake engine. Some other features of the truck that had front disc brakes, so I'm guessing the rear ones were still drums or something. And they had a hiploid main gear and new planetary reduction gears. No idea what that means, but I'm guessing it was kind of revolutionary if it meant it won Truck of the Year. But look at this now. We're doing what, 60 miles an hour, 100 kilometers an hour, and it feels really stable, really, really good. Gets up to speed quite well, this thing. Well, for a 320 brake engine, really is not too bad. Really do like it. So they also had a special version of this truck called the Silent, and it had a comfortable suspension, and then it also had some enhanced sound insulation, so for more of a longer journeys basically. And another cool fact, well, in MAN's history, the F90 was the first ever truck to have first ever MAN to have a 500 power or 500 horsepower truck. So that's also pretty cool, and that had a V10, so a 10 cylinder in a V, so I bet that didn't sound too bad. But we don't get many V10s now, so it's pretty cool. The first ever truck to go over 500 brake horsepower. But it is raining, so let's test out these wipers. And weirdly, they don't actually wipe properly. Right, there's only one setting for them, but when they wipe, they're not wiping the rain droplets off immediately. It's like it's got some lag, like where it's wiping all the water off. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get a good angle. You can't really tell, but at least it's wiping the water off, which is the main thing. But sort of lag city now. Whoa, felt a bit unstable then, but it's very loud in this truck when it rains. Noticed, but I'm not a massive fan of. I don't know why they chose it to have a Renault premium engine sound. I mean, that's the thing that's annoying about this truck mod. But in the future, I really would like to see some authentic sounds from the F90, and I also would like to have the 500 PS engine that one of the F90s had. which would be really cool to drive. A really cool heritage truck. Quite a cool truck in MAN's history actually. The F90 that had a 500 PS engine. So I really like to drive that. So if you're watching mod people, make sure you're taking notes, because yeah, I really do like this mod. As I said, well, the things that I like about it, it's different. It really is really different. It's got most mods now are just sort of very clean, very tidy, but this seems lived in, and that's why I like it. That's why it's different, and that's why I chose this mod today. It's just used, it feels lived in. I keep saying it, but I mean, the interior, ignoring all the dirt and stuff, the interior is really detailed as well. I mean, all the vents, they've got incredible detail. All the buttons, all the dials, I mean the flooring, the textures are actually quite high, even on the seats, so that's another bonus. And just even down to on the door there with the light, or the lighting up on the lights. I'm not sure, yeah, the lights. This must have electric windows, which is pretty impressive. But even on the like door card, well, it didn't have door cards, but just it's really nicely done. And even on the outside, this theme is sort of continued, which is really cool. I really do like it. So the things that I don't like about this mod, obviously, is one, the engine sound. That's a bit annoying. Two is I've noticed that, well, we're doing 60 kilometers an hour now. It's coming up to 70. I've noticed that it's slightly out the speedo there, so they do need to look at that. I think so. The digital display down there of all your gears and stuff, if they want to implement something like that, I really don't want it to sort of squashed in, because it sort of ruins the sort of interior experience. It sort of ruins it for me, which I don't like that. And it's got the temperature down there, and then the time also on a digital display, which is really difficult to see. So yeah, if they want to implement something like that, at least through, well, I'm not being rude to them, but just sort of put a little bit more effort into it. I don't want it just squished in somewhere for the sake of it being there. I'd rather not have it if that's the case. Other than that, I'd like to see a bit more configuration around the front. I mean, you can't put any bull bars or anything on it. You can't put anything on the roof apart from those small lights. So yeah, I'd like to see a lot more config. I can't yet make it sort of a show truck and a workhorse, which is, or if you're new, or if you're not new, you're probably annoyed of me saying it, but if you knew when a truck's configuration is good enough when you can make it a show truck, or you can make it a workhorse, and they look completely different. And currently you can only, at best, you can make it look like a basic show truck. But yeah, it is sort of a workhorse, and I think that's what the mod is trying to go for with this sort of dirt theme. So I get it that, oh sorry, it's not the wiper indicator, sorry. So I get that, and get where they're coming from with all the dirt if they're going for a sort of workhorse look, and I do respect that, and it is pretty cool. It's got some really nice touches like the red tanks, but we just need more of it. And if they keep delivering with this truck, it's going to be a really nice different mod, and I can't wait to, well, if they do add it, drive that 500 brake horsepower F90. I think that would be really nice to drive. See what this thing is like to reverse, but it's probably going to be quite difficult with these mirrors, which, as I said, they're not too bad, but they're not the best. They are quite small. So let's see how we go. But yeah, should be just around the corner now. Done what, 157 miles in this thing. So 157 miles on the odometer. this would have a lot more than that in real life. Right, here we go. Ooh. I don't drop off at these places very much, so this might be a bit of a challenge for me. I'm not used to dropping off here. GLS. General Logistics System. Alright, here we go. Let's park this up here. Like that. There we go. Nice. If you get the lineup, it's always fine. There we go. It's nice and easy. Up a bit better. There we go. Nice. Right, brake on. You can see with that lever. Engine off. Lights off. So that's a pretty nice trailer. Works really well with this truck. So recommend going for something like this. It's sort of long and low, and it makes a really cool effect, so I like that. So let's drop this off. There we go. Good work. I must have hit something. 1.5% damage. I'm not sure what I hit there. But yeah, overall I do really recommend this truck. It's different. It's just, it feels like it's starting off for me, and it looks like it's going somewhere really nice, or really well. I mean, if you just look at the detail, even if we just, if we just go fly speed, something like 3, and just have a fly around the interior, or inside of the truck. If we go inside the grille, I mean, just look at the detail down here with this mesh, and then in here, you can even see sort of the engine. I mean, this is the detail that the people have got into. It's really, really good, and you don't even see this. Really, really nice. Nicely done. I mean, you got the gearbox here, I think. I mean, it's really well done, this thing. Really have enjoyed driving this and looking at the detail that it has. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure you click that like, and why not subscribe for a lot more videos like it. And yeah, this mod is good. So thank you for watching, and I will see you hopefully very soon. See you guys.